Hello my beautiful bombshells, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, aka Cherry. For those who don't already know me, be sure to subscribe to my channel and like my page. We will be diving into a new brand that I recently heard about. Well, I don't know how new it is, but new to me. It's called Believe Beauty. And they are in Dollar Generals, exclusive to Dollar Generals, I believe. Anyway, I've heard from a few of the beauty YouTubers, I would say about 3 or 4 of them, that have tried it out, tested it out, and they are raving over the foundation and some of the other products as well. But mostly the foundation is what I've heard a lot of good things about. So I went ahead and ordered a bunch of stuff from online. However, they don't have the whole line available online. So the rest you would have to go in store and purchase if you were interested in anything that I reviewed today. When I went to the Dollar General in my neighborhood, they didn't have a really big selection of anything. That's why I chose to go online with it. I may try and attempt to get some more stuff that I wasn't able to get online at a different Dollar General out of my area to see if I have any better luck. But in any case, with whatever items I do have, I will use them today and put them into the review. You'll hear my thoughts on that later on. Whatever I don't have, whatever items I wasn't able to get online, I will then substitute for some other budget-friendly drugstore products is what I'm saying. In case you also didn't know, the Believe Beauty brand, all their products are $5 and less. So the foundation is $5, all their products are less than $5. So they range anywhere between $3 to $5. So that is an excellent price point to be at when you're experimenting. But then again, you know, it is Dollar General, so you don't expect it to be expensive makeup. However, based on the reviews that I've seen, I think Juicy Jazz was one that reviewed it and loved it. I believe it was her. Not sure. Anyway, in either case, I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm going to go ahead and try it and see what you think. Be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to start with primer, but the problem is I don't have Believe Beauty brand primer. They didn't have it at the time when I was purchasing. I believe they carry it. They just didn't have it. So what I'm going to use instead, I'm going to substitute it with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. They have a new one from e.l.f., which is the Matte Poreless Putty Primer, but that's not the one I have. I have the original one that they came out with. I'm going to use that to prime my whole face. As usual, I use my hands for that. I don't normally use a sponge or anything. Maybe I should, I don't know. But I like using my fingers for the primer. And I like getting a good amount, so I may go in for some more because I like making sure it's nice and covered and fills in all my pores. e.l.f. is excellent when it comes to that. Okay, I think I have enough primer. What do you think? Do my pores look any smaller? Don't mind the dark circles. I'm gonna take care of all that in a minute. Now they also have product. It's supposed to be a concealer. Give me a second, let me look. It's the Believe Beauty Brighten Up Color Correcting Concealer in light medium. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try that as well. It's just going to be a little bit right here. It's not my regular concealer. It's just for the purposes of only going under the foundation. Alright. I'm going to use the Tati Beauty the little sponge to see if I can get this in there. Not sure how I feel about the coverage of the color correcting concealer. Obviously anything with that peachy reddish tone will cancel out any darkness in the eyes, but that's normally done under the foundation, and then the regular concealer goes over the foundation. So now I'm going to go ahead and put on the foundation. I wasn't originally going to mix two of the colors, but I wasn't sure which one, so I bought 3 different colors. I bought the sand, this is what it looks like, tawny, neutral tan. Neutral tan might be a little too light, so I'm going to go ahead and use tawny to get my foundation on. I'm just going to apply it right to my face because I don't feel like grabbing a different tool since I'm using the Tati Beauty the big Blunderful. Now with this foundation, it's called the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. It's medium to full coverage. So what that means is that when it's medium coverage, it's going to cover enough, but not so much that you look like a complete blank canvas cake face almost. It gives you a little bit of sheerness, just a slight sheerness through, so it looks a little more natural. Now if you're not one of the natural type girls, you like all that full coverage, and a lot of times I do, especially when I'm going out. I like that full coverage when I'm going somewhere, you know, fancy or exciting, somewhere special. I like that full coverage because it'll last all night. But if you're not one of them girls, medium is good. If you are sort of like me, then you just apply a second layer of that foundation and it makes it full coverage. Right, this is half the face done. What do you think compared to this side? Let's see. How do you think it did? Okay. I'm gonna go finish off the rest of my face, the other half, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Foundation's on, fully blended in. I'll give you a close-up so you can see what it's looking like. I think the color is pretty close to my skin tone. If you see, I did move it down to here, but not much. It's still pretty close to my own skin tone, so I think the color is okay. That's good. As far as the coverage goes, I didn't apply a second coat, so it looks pretty good. So far, I'm not sure how the under eye is looking. I don't think it did too much for that, but we'll see once it's all done up and finished. So what do you guys think? I think so far it's pretty good. Kind of like it. We'll see how it goes, because you know, once you put everything else on, if it mixes well, blends well, then we got something. But in the meantime, this is what it's looking like, and I will now go on to apply the rest of my stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put concealer on, and then put some powder on. I took a minute because I had to go find my other concealer. They don't have the regular just concealer online from Believe Beauty, so you would have to go buy that at the store. So what I'm gonna do is substitute it for the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Definition Concealer in the color Pure Beige. And I'm just gonna literally just put it right onto my eyes there. And again, back with the Tati Beauty the little baby sponge, the mini. Gonna blend that in. All right, this is it. This is what it's looking like. Ooh, sorry, almost lost my ears here. Okay, so for medium coverage, it's good. It did its job. I'm not complaining, I guess. It's pretty good. It's not too sticky, but it hasn't dried down all the way either, so it's a little, just slightly moist, I guess. Anyway, I'll go on and put some powder on and continue on with this look. Okay? Airspun loose face powder. That's just powder. Just take away some of the stickiness of any foundation and concealer until I'm done doing everything else. It's not a setting powder though. This is just an all over powder, general powder. And the color, that one, or I don't know, the type is Naturally Neutral from Airspun. I got this one because this is only, I believe it's $6. If you buy it at Dollar General, it's like $9 at Walmart. And Dollar General has been my best friend lately because it's affordable makeup, very budget friendly makeup, and you can find pretty good stuff there for a good price. All right, got that done. Let's go on to the eyebrows. So I have two products for eyebrows from them. I have the Brow Defining Pencil in Ash Brown, because unfortunately that was the only color they had available. So that's what this one is, I believe, Beauty. Okay. And then we have the Universal Brow Kit, which is this one, which is like to fill in the brows, I guess. So what I want to do is outline my eyebrows with this pencil here, fill it in. Even though the colors seem really light for me, I would have to use that one. See how that works. I don't know if that's gonna work. If it doesn't, I'll just go back in with the pencil and fill it in some more. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling these in using the darker color. I'm going back in with the pencil. I didn't like how the eyebrow universal kit, which is like kind of like a shadow, brow shadow for the eyes, is working out with it. It just isn't giving me the right amount of coverage on it. But it might be good for someone who is not good with the pencils, is a little maybe scared of using the pencil and want something that's a little just lighter, not as precise with it, just a little bit of filling. This might be the best thing for that. And just so you know, this is $4.50 for this kit. But in the meantime, I'm going in with the pencil, which is the Brow Defining Pencil, and that is, I'll tell you right now how much that is. Where is it? $4. Now the pencil is not that great either, I don't think. It's very like waxy feeling, kind of like jelly almost, but it does give me more the darker, deeper color to fill in to my natural color. So that's why I'm going ahead and doing that. so now eyebrows are done. They're ready to go. I have the primer on my lids now to go on to the next step, which would be my eyeshadow kit palette here. Now this is the Believe Beauty eyeshadow palette in Nearly Nude. Again, going in with a Morphe brush from the Brilliant Lights collection. I think that's what it's called. Alright, so the first color I'm going to use, which is going to be this one, as my foundation color for it. A base color. They have no names, so I can't tell you what the name is, but it's the lightest neutral color that they have in matte finish. Okay, so that one really didn't make much of a difference than the color I have on my eye now. So the next thing I'm going to move on to is, I'm going to attempt to go with this one, which is slightly shimmer, but not as much as the others. The other ones are way more shimmer. I'm going to go with that one. Using the same pencil just to go into the crease area. Okay, I'm going in with the smaller blending brush. It's like has a more point to it than the other one. The other one was more domed out. I'm gonna try to get in real close to the crease here. I'm gonna go in with the darkest brown here. I don't know how that's gonna look, since the one that I thought was a little bit lighter, more bronzier looking, ended up being so dark on the eye. It almost looks black. I don't know, but let's see what happens. I think I'm gonna go in and cut at least part of the crease up, maybe up to about here, 3/4 of the way in, because I don't like how dark all this ended up being. I mean, I knew the dark one was gonna be in it, but that second color that has no name, I thought it was gonna be like a bronzy. It came out almost like a black. I'm not feeling that color, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease so I can get some brightness in here, bring in some lighter colors. this color here, which is like a champagne-ish rose gold type of look there. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit deeper. It's like a copper color. They're both shimmer colors, so I'm gonna start in the inside corner of the eye with this one, and then about halfway through to the end, I'm gonna go and transfer to that one. That looks a little better. Then going in with the big fluffy brush that I used in the beginning and blending it all out. As far as contouring, they only really had 2 items. They had this, which is the Believe Beauty dual-ended contour stick. That was $4.50. Now, on one side is the lighter shade, more for I guess highlighting more, and then this is the contour. So I'm gonna brave it and see what happens. I don't know, it doesn't have colors, it just says medium. Using the Wet n Wild Beauty Sponge again, I'm gonna go ahead on this side and just start pouncing it on there. Try that. Where'd it go? I'm using the Juvia's Place Tapered Contour Brush J3. Try that out. I feel like it's disappearing on me. Like, I don't know, maybe it's the camera. I can't tell anything. Anything has happened. I don't know. Can you guys tell anything? I can't. Use the Moda Pro BMX 430 brushes for the crease, but I'm going to use it just for here to blend this out. here is not that bad. I can tell a little something here. Still not convinced about the rest of it. We're gonna move on from that. We're gonna go ahead and try to get some bronzing and contouring, whatever. What I am gonna do, since they have the powder contour, it would be this color here. This is blush and this is a highlight color. It's light to medium. If I would have known, I would have got medium to dark, but my nail dug into it. Shoot, sorry. I didn't know. You're buying online, you don't get to see what you're purchasing up close and personal, so I didn't want to go and get something that was going to be way too dark and look crazy on me, so I went with the safer route, went the light. But now looking at it, I should have went with the medium dark. In either case, here it goes. Now we do have the Believe Beauty Perfect Glow highlighting stick. Now, I don't know. In the past, I had some Wet n Wild ones similar to this one. I didn't like how they go on. Very pretty, but they're like chunky and they start streaking, and they also start removing and moving your foundation and powder. So I'm gonna try it slightly this way. See. I'm doing it lightly because I don't want to rub off any of foundation. This is kind of like a cream stick. I don't know how to explain it to you, but all right, so that's not working out. So I'm going to go ahead with one of the Morphe brushes, see if I can brush it onto the brush and then onto my face. Okay, so I'm really trying to work it here. It's only really taking like right here. I don't see that it's taking anywhere else. I guess this is good if you want that really soft highlight glow, but not too much. If you're not trying to call in the UFOs, then this is good. It's a more subtle one. Maybe on camera it looks more, but on my end here, almost non-existent. Not bad for the tip of the nose. Works a little there. Okay, that works there. So in more concentrated, smaller areas it works, I guess. The whole cheekbone area ain't working. Let's try the Cupid's bow. Okay, not bad there. It's good for most areas, in smaller strokes and portions. I'm not feeling it here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is the trio that I was using earlier, the Get Glowing Highlight and Contour Palette, has a highlighter in it. Don't know, maybe with it, the cream one being underneath and that one on top. It's this color here. I had to dug my nail into it. The Juvia's Place JP highlighter brush in 01. It says highlighter, let's try it. Okay, that's better. Maybe because I'm sitting on top of the other one, but it looks pretty good. Okay, so that's that. We got that portion done, out of the way. Now comes the final step of it. Now, I didn't have a lip liner. They didn't have one that I can buy online, but they did have a few liquid lipsticks that they sell. They have Velvet Matte Liquid Lipstick. I only bought one because I wasn't sure how they would be, but I had to get this one. Cherry on top, and that would be me. I am on top. Okay, it's bright red, so it's probably not gonna go with the eyes, but let's make it work. I like it. I like the colors, that nice, perfect shade of red. So I'm trying to wait for it to dry down a little bit because I did get a gloss, but the clear gloss actually. There's no glitter or anything, just clear. It's the Believe Beauty Lustrous Shine Lip Gloss. See, clear, so I figured I'd just put that on top. Because I'm feeling kind of spunky with this one. Let me try to make it a little more cohesive with the look, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and use that highlighter color that I was using earlier and put it on the inside part of my lips. I really like this look. Nice. Now, to add the gloss, see if I could dab it on without making too much of a mess on the wand. Ooh. I like. That works. Alright, so now I'm gonna finish it all up. Pretty much everything's done with the Milani Make It Last setting spray, the prime and correct and set for 16-hour wear. Let it dry down, see what it's looking like. So let me get the rundown of my final thoughts on everything and basically my review on things. First thing that I used was the foundation. The foundation was a mix of the Skin Finish foundation from Believe Beauty in the colors Tawny and Natural Tan. These two did great. Medium coverage, just like it says, medium to full coverage. If you want it built up more, you would just get another layer. I chose not to do that, but it covered enough for me and it did well. It didn't look too oily, greasy, anything like that. But it wasn't a matte finish, so it was a nice, like, natural finish to me. So that works for me because I don't, even though I'm oily skin, I don't really like super matte finish. It looks too cakey for me. That's just my opinion. But I enjoyed it so far. This is my first time using it, so I will continue to use it throughout the weeks for my everyday looks and see how much more I do like it or don't like it depending on different environments. Right now, since I'm in my home, it's warm, you know, everything's great. We'll see what happens when I'm exposed to the cold or too much heat. As far as the next thing I used, which was the eyebrow pencil. The eyebrow pencil, I liked the color. That was pretty much it. It filled in, it did its job filling in, but it was very waxy, very almost like a gel liner on my eye. I didn't like it. I guess because I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. It's a little stiffer, a little more stern. Gives me a more cleaner line. This one was like all over the place. It just moved around a lot. It's smeared. It's easily smeared. So I was a little hesitant with that. But then I tried brow kit that they come with. The Universal Brow Kit. First of all, the colors didn't seem like they matched me. And even on the darkest color that they had, which by the way didn't have a name, it still didn't seem to be dark enough. Now this white here, this is a brow wax. Now I'm not a fan of brow wax. It seems oily. First off, just looking at it, as I brushed into it, it seems a little oily. But I'm gonna go ahead and just try put it on there just to be honest. I don't think it's doing much of anything. Just makes it shinier looking. This is not gonna help when it comes to keeping the color and the filling in place, because it looks like right now as I'm trying to do it, it's removing some of the color. That's obviously not the goal. Some of the stuff that I have filled in looks now patchier, like it's missing spots. I didn't like the whole kit basically altogether. So as far as the eyebrow stuff, not for me. As far as the eyeshadows, okay, so let's get to that. No names for the colors. The colors looked pretty, but what I noticed was the colors are not exactly true to how they are in the palette. And there is kind of a nice amount of fallout kickback on it. The neutral one was so neutral that when I put it on, it didn't look like I had any put on at all. It looked like my actual skin tone. So there was no change in it. It didn't create a black canvas for me because it looked exactly like my eyebrow. Then I used the second color, which was this one here. It was like a bronzier color, and it is a brown, but when I first opened it up and I first dove into it, if you see on the corner, it looks lighter than it does in the middle. That color is what I thought it was gonna look like when I applied it on my eye, and it ended up being that color in here, which is like a really dark brown. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting actually for this to be the darkest color, and it turns out it wasn't. I did eventually put this into the crease because this one was more of a shimmery color. This one was more of the matte. The matte worked well. I liked the brown matte color and how it went into the crease. That one was more true to color, like it was in the palette. And then I ended up using 2 of the shimmer shades for my lid. After I cut my crease, I used these 2 colors here. This one was at the beginning here of my eyelash lid. My English today, I just can't. And then this color, which is like a coppery or orangey color, I ended up putting it towards the end here. So let's see if you can tell. Okay, those were okay. I like the shimmers, the pretty colors. There was a lot of fallout on it, that's the only thing, but would I be reaching for this palette again? No, probably not. I then went on and I decided that I was gonna start contouring, concealing and all that. And I used the dual-ended, contour stick in medium. All right, so I used the dark side. And when I used the Beauty Blender sponge to try to buff it out, it disappeared on me. Yeah, I couldn't see it. I don't know if it appears like that on camera, but when I put it on, I buffing it out with the Beauty Blender, it did not work. So I had to then go in with the contour color into the contour palette kit, the highlight and contour palette, the light medium. That one didn't work that much either. It wasn't too much of a difference in my skin tone currently to that color. So it was as if I did nothing. So eventually I just went in with the bronzer that came from them, which is in the Tropics bronzing powder in Hawaiian Glow. I used that one. That one I liked. I liked the bronzer. The bronzer was a little bit darker than my skin tone. It did bronze up my skin real nice. Gave me the more contoured look that I was looking for, that I wasn't getting from the dual-ended stick or the bronzer that was in the trio. So I did like that. So if I were to say from those products, this one would be the one I would stick to and probably use again. More than likely will use again. As far as the blush, I then went on and used the blush from Believe Beauty, Born to Blush in Creamy Peach. I tried it. It looked like it didn't even go on. I had nothing. It just, I mean, it's a very pretty color, but I guess I'm too dark for that color. So this is for someone lighter. As much as I wanted to be a fan of it, it was very pretty, it just wasn't for me. But then I went back into the trio and I did use the blush color that's in the middle here. And I did like it. I liked the color. I liked how it applied on me, how it spread across the cheek as I brushed it in and buffed it in. It was beautiful. I loved it. I like that color and more than likely we'll use that one again. As far as the actual peachy one, no, don't think that's happening again. I then went in and tried to use the Believe Beauty Perfect Glow highlighting stick. Okay, this is a disaster. Okay, let me show you on my skin here. Rubbing it in with the heat of my hand, and that's what you get. And this was the only color they had available. All the other ones were dark. really dark, like contour stick almost dark. So that's with me putting it in with the heat of my hand. I tried dabbing it onto my skin, and it went on very lightly. You almost couldn't tell it was there. I couldn't see it in the camera or at all. I saw very little, like it looks patchy and spotty, and I didn't like that. So I then went back in with the highlighter from the Trio. That highlighter, although I thought it would be a little dark because it was like an orangey rose gold kind of color, I did like it though. Maybe it was because it was combined with the other one underneath, and that was like the base for it to stick. I did like how much glow it gave me. So if you see, I have a nice glow going, and it looks pretty well buffed out in all the right places. I don't know. Yes, me. So that I did enjoy. So out of this Trio, I like the blush and the highlighter. That contour color, I can live with that. I don't need it. So will I use it again? Yeah, probably throughout the week, along with the bronzer that I used before. Those two products I more than likely will use again, along with the foundation. The mascara. I used mascara. The jury's out on that still. I don't know. It gave me definition in the eyes a little bit. I wouldn't say volume because it says supposedly it's for lengthening mascara. I didn't see much of lengthening per se, but it did what mascara does. It gives you that definition in your eye, makes it stand out, lashes look pretty. I'll have to try this a little more because it was a weird wand, flat on one side there, and then when you turn it, it's fluffy. So, and it's that plastic, rubbery type of wand, not the bristle brush type wand. Next thing I did try was the Velvet Matte Lipstick, liquid lipstick in the color Cherry on Top. I loved it. Loved it. It was not super matte drying. It took a little bit to dry down to begin with, you know, but it was a good, comfortable feel. It wasn't so dry that my lips felt stiff and immovable. I liked it, and the color was beautiful. However, I'm not using the gloss on top, the Lustrous Shine lip gloss. I should have just not put it on, left it alone. This is for like everyday use, just when you want a little lip gloss. It made my lips sticky. I wouldn't use it as a lip gloss on top of your lipstick. This I would use on its own. It's clear. I mean, for everyday use, just to run around, do whatever. You're not wearing any makeup. You wanted to have the whole no makeup look, but you just want to have a little shine on the lips, so you don't have crusty looking lips. Then this is what you would use. But I wouldn't recommend you put it on top of the lip color. Overall, Believe Beauty for the price, I thought was very good for the price. It's very affordable. Everything was less than $5. I mean, can't beat that. Less than $5. And out of the items, 10 items, I would say about half of them I would use again. So I would use the bronzer again. I would use the Trio again for at least 2 of the items there. I would use the foundation. I would use the lipstick again. I would use the lip gloss on its own again. Mascara I'm probably going to use again just for everyday use. I don't think it would be my go-to for when I want to really go, wow, this wouldn't be the one. The highlighter, probably not going to use again. The dual-ended contour stick, definitely not using. The brow kit, hell no. Nothing about it I like. The colors didn't come on. It didn't fill in right. Wax was actually just grease, and it rubbed off all the work I had done. The eyebrow pencil was very, I don't know, it was just like gel, like a gel eyeliner. It was not waxy. It was just very waxy feeling to me. It didn't feel like it was appropriate for the eye. The eyeshadow palette, I probably won't use it again. Out of 5 colors that I used, I like 2 colors. The only color I didn't use was this one here in the corner, and I just didn't see why I needed to. I mean, does it look pretty together? Yeah, the brown, the matte brown was pretty. And the 2 shimmers were pretty too, but I liked this one better, the lighter one. This one, not so much. So really, I only really like 2 of the colors. Will I use it again? Probably not. I have so many hundreds of other palettes that I could use that are better quality. But again, for $5, and if you're a beginner, this is the way to go. This is the way you practice, you use this, especially because of the quality of it. It's not the best, but it makes you work for it. That's what you want when you're starting off. You're brand new makeup person. You want to be able to perfect your craft. So using this might actually work for you because it makes you work at it harder to blend and bring the colors together. That would be good for a beginner, but someone who is into makeup like I am and does makeup all the time, this wasn't for me. So that's pretty much it for me. This is now maybe an hour after I actually got it done, and I'm still looking okay. Okay, so I guess that's it for me. That's my review on the Believe Beauty brand products. If you have any suggestions of other brands that I should try out and review, by all means, please leave a comment below. Let me know any brands you're interested in me looking into. If you liked the video, if this was helpful in any way, maybe it'll lean you towards purchasing some of the items, or you're intrigued now, please let me know. Like the video, hit the bell notification, subscribe, leave a comment. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye, bombshells.